Well, returning now to the issue of asylum seekers, and from inside detention, two mothers have spoken out about what they say is woefully inadequate medical support for their severely disabled children. They say their daughter has been neglected as their condition deteriorates in detention. Their condition could get worse. The Immigration Department has today confirmed they could be transferred to Nauru or Manus Island. Christy O'Brien filed this report from Darwin.
On the other side of this fence at an immigration centre in Darwin, two families are hoping to carve out a new life in Australia, free of the religious persecution they say they faced in their home country of Iran. They survived what they describe as a horrific journey before being placed in detention several months ago. But these families have special needs. 9-year-old Rosa and 15-year-old Zainab have cerebral palsy and are confined to wheelchairs.
They don't have any adequate facility here for this type of children.
Since being placed in detention in Australia, their mothers say their conditions have deteriorated rapidly and they blame inadequate medical care. Refugee advocates are now fighting on the family's behalf.
There are certain things they need, really basic functions like adequate food to be able to eat relating to their disability. They don't have proper care and washing facilities. They don't have proper recreational facilities. And what's of critical importance is they're not getting the physiotherapy that they need.
The mothers say they were getting better health treatment for their children back in Iran.
They are receiving some physiotherapy, but it's limited to 1 session a week, which is much less than they require. It's much less than they were receiving back home in Iran, and they have experienced a regression as a result of that lack of physical treatment.
The ideal treatment plan would combine physiotherapy, speech therapy and occupational therapy into a combined plan that's delivered every week by a therapist. So that plan would also then be reinforced in community activities. So that might be at play school or preschool, in the schoolyard.
But getting help is no easy feat. The women say the detention service provider, Serco, has said it's not in their contract.
Both the girls really need a carer to assist them with everyday tasks like going to the toilet, bathing, and to assist the mothers with lifting them in and out of the wheelchairs, but Serco has refused to provide that assistance.
The Immigration Department has responded by saying they are providing the relevant care and support for the children through excursions and special education at school. But the parents of disabled children are also expected to provide a level of primary care, as is the case in the community. While conditions here may not be up to scratch, the families are worried it could soon get a whole lot worse, with the possibility they'll be sent to one of the offshore processing centres. The department says under the legislation, the family could be liable for transfer offshore, and that has left the families extremely distressed.
She told me that, what are you thinking about? Now you have to think about Nauru. I told her that with this situation I have with these kids, you're supposed to be sympathy with me, and now you are scaring me of going to Nauru.
Their ultimate wish is to be released into the Australian community before any transfer can be arranged.
Our request is that we like to come out of this place as soon as possible and live like a normal citizen.
At least in the community, they will be able to have access to some of the aids and equipment that may make the job of the carers, parents, a lot easier.
Advocates say this case is by no means isolated and highlights systemic problems in Australia's detention system, which could be made a whole lot worse if disabled children aren't exempt from being sent offshore. Christy O'Brien, Lateline.